today we're going to be looking at which is the best way to strip paint from your miniatures. So today we're putting to the test the Dettol cleaner, and we're also putting to the test the methylated spirits. If you look online and reading forums and bits and pieces, lots of people are pointing towards these two are the best solutions to be cleaning your miniatures, or to be getting the paint off, should I say. So today we're going to be putting it to the test. We've got 4 miniatures here that we're going to be using. We've got 2 blue and 2 green. The blue ones are the metal, and the green ones there, they are the plastic miniatures. So first things first, you're obviously going to need 2 jars, the right size for your miniatures that you're going to be stripping the paint from. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill the pots up with the solutions. So on the left hand side we're going to be using methylated spirits, and then on the right hand side we're going to be using Dettol. So you need to just make sure that you put enough in there to cover your miniature. So fill up to there, and the great thing about it is in the end what you have or haven't used you can pour straight back in the bottle and use once again. So the left hand side is going to be methylated spirits and the right hand side is going to be Dettol, so we'll pop that one directly into there now. So that's them 2 done there. That's great. So as I said, the blue ones are the metal ones and the green ones are the plastic. So we're going to be popping them in there now, and I'm going to leave them to soak for an hour. In an hour's time we get them back out and we see exactly where we are and how they're doing. So it's in the methylated spirits, and the right hand side is going to be the Dettol. So pop the miniatures in there. And we'll come back in an hour's time to see exactly how they're doing. Okay, so an hour has passed. An hour exactly, and I've just come back to the jars just to see what they're like. So here we go. So this one here is the Dettol. So first of all we pull out the plastic miniature. So this is the plastic miniature here from the Dettol, and we also grab the plastic one from the methylated spirits. And what we do is I'll just refocus the camera and then we can see exactly what's going on with them, how they're doing. So just let me do that now. Okay, so first of all we're going to start off with the Dettol cleaner with the plastic miniature. So as you can see here, this is the plastic one, it's been the Dettol cleaner. So I don't know if you'll be able to see it close enough, but you can see on the top there it's all started to sort of crack and blister as such on there. So it's definitely done something to the paintwork. As you can see, it's actually coming off directly onto my glove. So Dettol's definitely done something there for the plastic miniature. So what I'll do is I'll then grab the metal one out of the Dettol and we'll have a little look at what's gone on there, see if it's similar with metal. So again, I'm not sure if you can see there, so that's the metal one. Again, that's done the same thing on the shoulder pads and everything else, and on the little satchels on his legs, and that was really started to break up there. So what I'll do is I'll grab the ones out of the methylated spirits, just see how they've gone. Then what I'll do is I'll get onto them with a toothbrush and see just how easily it comes off. So that's the 2 from the Dettol, the methylated spirits. So we'll try that one. So again, as I'm sure you can see there, they've got just started to crack and everything on the top of the jetpack there. So you can see it's all peeled off the sword as well. That sword was all red when it went in, so that's already started to come off. So again, both have done a good job. Let's look at the metal one in the methylated spirits. Okay, it doesn't look like it's done as much, but when we start to get onto it with the toothbrush to start actually breaking it down, it might notice a difference. So this is the metal one, this one. So the last one you just saw out of the methylated spirits was the plastic. So we're yeah, as you can see there. So what we do is we start with the toothbrush on this metal one. So this is methylated spirits. Let's just see what exactly happens on here. You can see it's starting to come right off the top of the jetpack there. It's definitely starting to come away on that one. see it's taking the paint right off there. So let's try on the cape, see how much of a difference that will make. See the cape there. There we go, so yeah, so it's definitely coming off. Again, you can see it on the gloves there, so that's the metal one with methylated spirits. It's definitely coming off. As you can see, it's all coming off on the brush as well. So it'd be worth, I'll give that a real good scrub in a second and see. So now we're moving on to the plastic miniature in the methylated spirits. So again, we're going to start on the jetpack here and just see exactly how easily, yeah, there we go. So that one stroke that's gone directly from green to black, so that's fell off really easily. Yeah, let's just come around. So let's try and do his back there, so you can see it all green there. Just give it a scrub here. It's just falling off. So again, on his sword there, so it's just coming off with ease on this one. So the methylated spirits, as you can see, works really well. This has got to have a black base coat on this one, but this is actually starting to go beyond the base coat on here. As you can see, the more you scrub, the more it's coming off, obviously. And you can actually start to see the grey, the actual normal colour of the miniature, actually under the base coat there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop them back in to the methylated spirits, let them soak for a little longer, while we start to look at the ones that have been the Dettol. So again, this is the metal miniature that's been in the Dettol. So you can see there you've got the blue back. Again, just a tiny rub there with a brush, really, not a great deal, and that's come off really easy. It's come off much easier with the Dettol than it has the methylated spirits. This one, as you can see, is already down to metal, so that's the front of the miniature. As you can see all the colours and everything else. Then when we turn him over, just that little rub already has got off all that already. Let's just dip him in there and give him a yeah, there you go. So that's already down to metal. So that's come off, seems to have come off much easier with the Dettol on a metal miniature. So again, just a little rub with a brush and that has come off really easily. And it's gone straight through the base colour as well, which is the black. This is, you can see it's had also a black undercoat. That's gone right through there as well. So yeah, really surprised that it works really well. Let me just rinse that one off again. There we go, so that's been rinsed up. Obviously you've got a bit of water residue, the Dettol liquid just sitting in all the cracks and gaps in the model, so it looks blacker than it actually is. But again, on the front of the gun there, you can see a tiny bit of red on the end. Just tap that with a brush. Two strokes and it's already come off. So again, that's done really well with Dettol. So that's the metal miniature. So let's try the plastic. Again, this is cracked exactly the same on the top of the jetpack. So cracked is exactly the same as the methylated spirit. So done exactly the same on the offset, on the look. Again, if we attack this, there we go. So a tiny rub that's gone directly from green straight to black. Show you a bit on the front. If you look at the front of the body on his legs, as you can see, they're all green. Give that a rub and that's, yeah, it's gone straight back. Not sure if it's gone back to the plastic or if it's gone to the black base undercoat. I'll give it a rinse in a minute back in the Dettol and just see. So again, it's coming off really easily. I mean, Dettol seems to definitely be doing a better job than the methylated spirits, for sure. Let me give that a rinse off. So as you can see, it's took off the original base coat and all the colours and everything else. So there we go. Yeah, so you can see he's already starting to go down to grain most of the areas. with that one. So yeah, you can really notice. So that again has come off much better than it did in the methylated spirits. So a bit more of a rub, then obviously that'd be back even further. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back to the methylated spirits. Now it's had a bit of a scrub with the brush, just to see if it's made any difference at all. So going back to the methylated spirits again on this one. So this one's putting out the plastic miniature on here. So let's just see what the plastic miniature is looking like. So again, there's the green sides of the shoulder pads and everything. Let's just give that a rub. Here again, that's come off. So again, it does come off very easily, but the methylated spirits definitely isn't taking the undercoat off the base spray. It's not tackling that for some reason. Even with a good scrub on there, it's not taking it off very easily. Let's try a bit of a darker area here, so hopefully you'll be able to see that fine. So again, I'm going to give that a good scrub with a brush. Just see if we can get down to that base coat, the grey of the model, to take the black base coat off. So again, with a good scrub, that's still not taking you down to the actual grey of the model. As you can see, it is peering through in certain places, but just with that as an example there, giving that a good scrub after it's been in the methylated spirits already. So yeah, so again, that's not come off. But if we compare that one to the one that's been the Dettol spray, this one here, so the one that's been in Dettol, as you can see, it's already down to grey, and we haven't even given it a sort of second go over again. So on the top of the jetpack, the shoulder pads, the hand and the gun and everything else, you know, it hasn't actually, it has taken you directly down to the actual base of the model. Just trying to look at it, see if it's actually done anything to the model itself, sort of ruined any of its features or anything at all, but it doesn't look like at all that the Dettol's sort of ruined any features or details on the model at all. So yeah, so far definitely Dettol looks much better. So let's try and look at the metal miniature that's in the methylated spirits, see if it's made a difference by putting that back in. So as you can see, it's still got a lot of colour on this one here. So let's just try and scrub that, see if we can get the blue off. So again, yeah, it's taken quite a lot of scrubbing on here to get it off on this one. So personally, if it was down to me, right now, the Dettol is definitely looking like a much better paint stripper. It's also, as just noticed, just broke off in my hand. So I'm not sure if that's the methylated spirits that's obviously affected the glue, or if it's just the model that's broken apart. Because obviously, as I said, I got these cheap from eBay, so they're not something that I put together myself. But as you can see, that's broken off. So I'm not sure if that's the methylated spirits, or if it's just so happened because obviously I was applying pressure with the brush onto the back of the model. So let me go back to the other ones in a Dettol. So here we are back at Dettol again, just to see. Yeah, so again, that's taking you right down to to get all the base colour and everything else here. One thing I have heard, however, is with Dettol that if it is run under a tap, it does congeal and ruins a lot of features. So what I will be doing is I'll put that to the test in a moment, both with the plastic and the metal, just to see that if it's run under water, to rinse the Dettol, the cleaner itself off, or i.e. the paint strip that we're using, to see if it does congeal and to see if it does damage or affect the model at all. So I'll do that. So yeah, so as you can see, I definitely would say the Dettol's the definite winner here. It's taking you right back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a few more moments off camera just cleaning these models up, just so I can come back and show you the finished example of what the Dettol and the methylated spirits can do. And then what I'll do is I'll show you that. Once I've done that, I'll then run them underwater, both the methylated spirits and the Dettol, and just see exactly what's happened, just to see if it's congealed, see if it's ruined any detail on the model at all. So I'll be back with you in a moment. Right, okay, so I've been about 4 or 5 minutes brushing these miniatures over the sink, obviously because it is quite a messy job. And what I've done is I've spent about a minute on each model. I timed it on my phone, just so obviously it's sort of like a bit more of a fair test as such. So still I've put the Dettol one obviously back on the right and the methylated spirits is on the left. One thing I would say is massively notice that the Dettol is far better. I mean, if you compare, so this one here is the the methylated spirits on this one, and then this one here, shouldn't really use my fingers, so this one here is the Dettol. So again, comparing them, if you look on the back, so the left hand side is the methylated spirits, the right hand side is the Dettol. So as you can see, the Dettol one has taken off so much more. You know, it's down to, you know, for a minute of scrubbing, the Dettol one really has made a massive difference, as you can see with the miniatures there. Again, looking at them, you know, there's no detail that's been sort of lost as such using either of the methods. Doesn't look like it's interfered with anything. It all sort of brushed off well, but yeah, definitely 100% the Dettol one is working better on the plastic ones. So now what we'll do is we'll have a little look at the metal ones and see which ones work better with them. So again, a minute of scrubbing time on these ones. I was quite surprised with how quickly, again, it come off. The methylated, so the one on the left one here, so this is the methylated spirits. So as you can see, this is about a minute of brushing. So you are down to metal, however there is still quite a lot of paint left on the miniature itself. And this one here on the right hand side is the Dettol, and as you can see, you're more or less back to metal straight away. So once again, even with the metal miniature, Dettol has definitely won that one. I must say though, with the methylated spirits, it did work better on the metal miniature than it did with the plastic one that we tested both in there. So, but overall, the Dettol has definitely worked far better than the methylated spirits has, which, to be honest, I'm quite surprised. One thing I would also say was that when I was actually cleaning the miniatures over the sink, the methylated spirits did sort of catch your throat a few times, so it's a strong old potent chemical, but then the same again with Dettol. So what I would say is, I didn't do it, however if you've got lids for your pots, while you're actually leaving your miniatures to soak, just definitely 100% pop the lid on onto your tub and leave them there, and make sure you're doing it in a well, you know, make sure there's a well ventilated area that you're doing it in. So as you can see overall, so this is the two miniatures that won, obviously using the Dettol. So left hand side is metal, right hand side is plastic. So what I'm going to do now is I'm now going to go and run them under a tap and give them a brush with a tap, just to see if that makes a difference, because again, people have said that it congeals when Dettol is met with water and you lose detail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that to the test now and see exactly if that's true or not. And then what I will also do is I'm going to get my ultrasonic cleaner and I'm going to put some Dettol in there, and I'm going to run a miniature in there with Dettol just to see how quick it cleans. And obviously once again I'll record that and show you exactly how that works. But first things first is I will go and run these under the water, give them a good brush with the toothbrush that I've been using, and just see if it does make a difference to the miniature at all, see if it affects any of the detail or if it does anything at all to the miniature. So I'll be back in 2 moments once that's done. Okay, so I'm back once again. I've just run all of these under water, so I've ran both the Dettol, the ones that we've washed with the so this one here has been run under Dettol, as you can see. There's I can't see no real problems at all, or any congealing of anything. I can't see any lost detail at all. You can still see all the detail on there. So that's the plastic one through the Dettol after running under water. This is the metal one after running under water. Again, I can't see any lost detail whatsoever on the model, and it's not congealing either. The methylated spirits, so this is the plastic miniature under methylated spirits. Again, I can't see any lost detail on there. Yeah, I can't see nothing on there whatsoever. And then last but not least, the metal one that's been used with methylated spirits also. That's been run underwater, and again, running them underwater, I also use a toothbrush again on them to try and get in there and just get any more off. But as you can see, even comparing them now, the Dettol has definitely won this one. I'll be more than happy to use Dettol in the future when stripping paint off my miniatures. So overall, Dettol is overall. A couple of things I would say is, one, make sure you put a lid on. Make sure you're putting lids directly onto your pots and everything else, or your containers when you've got them sitting there. So I left these for an hour in the pots. Obviously got them out and brushed them as you saw. But overall, Dettol is definitely a winner. Gloves is a must. This sort of right hand that I haven't worn a glove, I can sort of start to feel my fingers start to dry out on there. But obviously left hand's absolutely fine. And obviously use an old toothbrush once you've used it for the Dettol. Obviously just use it for sort of this only, because you don't want it to get onto other miniatures and affect them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave these to dry out now. I've sort of gone over them with a bit of blue paper towel, just to try and see if that makes a difference, or try and get anything off. But previously in the video I said whichever chemical wins out of the Dettol and the methylated spirits, I would put a miniature directly into a ultrasonic cleaner and just see how that works. So I've put Dettol, as you can see, directly into the ultrasonic cleaner. I've got a model here, as you can see, so you can see before he goes in how much paint he's got on. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to run this through a quick cycle. So I'm going to pop him in, I'm going to close the lid, and I'm going to run it for a quick cycle. So as you can see, it's counting down, so that's 1 minute 16. I'll turn the camera back on once it's finished its cycle and just show you how much the miniature, how much paint has come off of the miniature. Okay, so partway through the cleaning process, as you can see, you've got the paint already coming off. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me okay over the top of the sound of the ultrasonic cleaner. But as you can see the sort of smoke effect in there, where the Dettol cleaner and the ultrasonic cleaner is obviously working together and stripping that paint off. So once again, I'm going to let it finish its cycle. Once it's done, I'm going to get the miniature out and just show you how much it's done. It's been in, so it's had a 130 second cycle. Let me just refocus the camera so you can see the miniature. So again, just Dettol cleaner in there, 130 second cycle, and again just hitting it with a toothbrush. So once again, it's already, as you can see, the paint's already starting to come away from the model, coming away from the miniature. It's there. So just do the cape on the back. So I don't know if you can see, but the cape there is green. You've got a bit of blue on the end of the gun there, so just give that a brief scrub just so you can see. So as you can see, the green's come off, and again that's going directly down to the metal now. So let me just give that a quick rinse in the cleaner. There we go. So as you can see, it's just starting to pitter and starting to come off there. Okay, so again, let me just rinse that. Okay, so as you can see, a lot of the paint's starting to strip away, but it definitely needs another turn in there. I mean, as you can see with the cloak on the back of the miniature, it's already starting to get down into metal in some places. So let's run it through another cycle and just see exactly how that pans out and see how easy it comes off then. I'll be back after another 130 second cycle. Okay, so it's just finished another 130 second cycle. Let's get the miniature out, just see if that's made a difference again. I'm just going to refocus the camera so you can see it clearly. So again, that's another 130 second cycle, so just giving them another scrub there. So again on the cloaks, that's before we start to scrub at all. Okay, so that's the miniature there. So you can see again he's sort of starting to go down to metal past the base coat. I mean, it is a definitely coming off easily. As you can see around here on the sort of knees, you've still got the creamy coloured trousers, a bit of red on the gun. That's sort of being a bit difficult to come off. You've got his shoulder pads and a bit just there in his neck, a bit of detail there in his neck also. That's fine, difficult to come off. So the ultrasonic cleaner obviously is working. It's doing its job. I mean, you can tell by the colour of the water that it's definitely removing the paint off of there. I think there's a few cycles. I mean, if you've got quite a few miniatures in there and you're maybe doing sort of 10 at a time, something like that, I think it'd be well worth doing. Alternatively, if you've got 1 or 2 odd models, to be honest, the cleaning time of worrying about cleaning your ultrasonic cleaner after it's been used for sort of a more messy job like this, you know, personally I think that I would prefer to go down the route of using the jars here if you're doing a couple of miniatures, rather than getting this all messy and dirty and everything else. Considering, you know, that's had 2 cycles already, I think it'd probably take at least 3 to 4 cycles of the sort of 130 second cycles to really get the paint off. So personally, I favour doing it in the little jars here instead of using this, just for the principle of obviously getting this all dirty, mucky and covered in crap sort of thing. It's, you know, it's best if you can, you know, pop your Dettol in there, pop your models in there also, leave them for an hour, come back, and I mean, you can see just how well, so the right hand side is the Dettol one that was left in the Dettol, for an hour, then just sort of gone over with a toothbrush, so you can really see that the Dettol is working really well. But once again, thanks for watching the video. Next video coming out is going to be about my airbrush and compressor and my setup, how to set everything up, so look out for that one. Okay, well, there's been a bit of a game changer. I've just cleared up from making the video. I got the miniatures and I put them in a towel together to dry them out. I've just opened the towel and re-looked at all the models, and I must say the Dettol, the miniatures that have been in the Dettol agent, the cleaning solution, when you pick the models up and you touch and feel them, they're quite tacky still. You can feel all in the nooks and crannies and all of the detail of the model. You know, if you run your finger over them where the Dettol's set into the detail, you can really see and notice that they're really tacky. However, the ones that have been in the methylated spirits, when you pick them up and touch their models and feel them and do the same thing, there's no tackiness to the model whatsoever. So for that reason, I'm going to absolutely have to flip what I've just said, and methylated spirits by far is the best one, only for that reason. So the methylated spirits will obviously take longer to clean off. It might be a bit of a longer process to actually get the paint off the miniature, you know, a bit more scrubbing with a toothbrush or a bristle brush of some description to get it off. But as you've rightly already seen, that the paint does come off using the methylated spirits, but for that reason, that potentially when the models dry out that have been in the Dettol, you might then lose detail for that reason, for the paint, for the Dettol actually setting into the sort of the cracks and creases of the detail of the models. So for that reason, I'm going to flip my vote and I'm going to 100% go for methylated spirits, because it's not going to defect the model in the long run. But obviously, as you can see all the way through the process, it looked like that Dettol was a definite winner, but in the end methylated spirits, for that reason alone, which is a real game changer, is definitely the one to be using. So thanks again for watching the video, and remember to subscribe, and obviously view my Facebook, Instagram and Twitter page. All the links are below this video. But thanks ever so much again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye bye.